Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Who Are You podcast. I'm your host, Connor Overbay. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, welcome. You guys can kind of check us out, see some more behind-the-scenes clips, a little bit more of the Who Are You. If you guys give us a follow on any of our social media, it's going to be Who Are You Pod on everything from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, really a mix of anything now. And speaking of that, we even have our YouTube page. Guys, the YouTube channel is growing, and thank you guys so much for all the support, love, likes, shares, all that good stuff. We greatly appreciate it. If you guys aren't following us on on YouTube yet, it's going to be Who Are You podcast. Give us a follow on there. You can see more of our long form content, little clips here and there as well. Also, if you guys know anybody who's a story needs to be told, a business owner, an entrepreneur, an artist, and you feel like they'd be a good fit for the show, hit us up on the social media, or you can shoot me an email to me, whoareyoupod@yahoo.com. But today, I'm sitting down with another one of my earlier guests, man. It's awesome to, get back with people like a year later, see the growth and everything. Today, I'm sitting down with Julien Gasca, man. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Hell yeah, man. I'm going to have you bring that microphone just a little bit closer to your mouth. Right there. Perfect, man. So, obviously, before we get started on here, let everybody know where they can give you a follow on any of your social media or anything you want to promote.
Perfect. Yeah, so, a little bit about me. I have my own business where I customize shoes, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at Custom Kicks by King, and then on my TikTok at Custom Kicks by King Julien. I also have my own real estate page. I'm also a real estate agent, so if you guys follow me on Instagram as well at Duval Real Estate.
Hey, I love to see it. You're ready with it, man. Snapping with it. I like it. But welcome back to the podcast, man. I was super excited when you hit me back up. I've been keeping an eye. I may not say talk all the time, but I do keep an eye on everybody I've had on the podcast, just seeing what's going on, and super happy for you, man. The business has been looking good. I've been seeing you getting interviews on the news. Man, you've been all over the place.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot, man.
Yeah, man. And I see you're working on your own professional side things, man. I say you're a real estate agent. So talk to me about that.
Yeah. So, the last time I was on this podcast was over a year, right?
Is it over a year? It may. Shane, look that up.
It was like August of last year.
Yeah.
That's not correct. Actually, a month after that is when I got my real estate license. So this month is going to be a year since I got fully licensed to be a real estate agent. Man, that journey was crazy. I could have got my license when I was 18 years old, but during that time is when like the shoe business really started like kind of taking off. It was like in 2021. So I remember my dad was telling me to get it, but just teenager, I pushed everything off. I'm
the same way, man.
I did the same thing with my permit, my driver's license. So when I noticed, because when you take your real estate like class online, you have like a 2-year like limit.
Okay.
So when I saw that I had literally like 6 months left on last year, I knew I had to get like my license like as soon as possible. So I took it. I took like the actual like Florida like real estate exam, like the actual test, just to see like what would be on the test. And I think I got like a 69 out of I got like a 50 out of 75. And you have to get a 75 or higher. So if you get like a 74, you have to redo it. So I took the first time just to see what was on it, and then I studied after that. After that, I got a 70 out of 75.
Hey.
And then the third time is when I actually passed it. But I didn't really, I was kind of scared when getting into real estate because I thought it was going to be, intimidating. But, man, I have, such an amazing team that I work with, especially, my real estate mentor. She's helped me out so much. So, this whole real estate journey has definitely been, it actually helped me a lot, as a business owner and talking with people and everything. So
hell yeah, man! Congrats!
Thank you so much. I'm happy that I was able to actually just do it.
I love to see it, man. Obviously people can't see behind the camera, but we have your family sitting over here watching while we're doing the pod, man. And you guys are all go getters, man. And I love to see it. And even I was talking to your brother over there, he's talking about getting his food truck set up and getting some other stuff going, man. It's crazy to see the growth, man. And I love to see younger people, man. Right. You guys have that drive because there's a lot of kids nowadays that are like, I'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. But you guys have been motivated from the start, man.
And that's what I want to do. I want to motivate my brother to not be like me, but to be better than me. And it's even had effects on his friends too. His friends are even looking up to him, which I like. So any of his friends that are younger than him, that wanted to do what we do, I have no problem with teaching him and stuff. So it's awesome to see how it, like, what I'm doing is kind of having like an effect on like my brother and then his friends. So it's pretty,
man.
That's pretty much what I just want to do. You know, I want to just be able to help, you know, even if I don't even know them, you know, I just want to be able to help, you know, as many, you know, kids to just pretty much show them that they can do whatever they want unless they, you know, they just got to go out and work for it, you know. So
yeah, man, put that time in. Like, you know, a favorite saying of mine is don't be a trend follower, be a trendsetter, man. Get out there and do that work, man. Because if you just do the same thing as everybody else is doing, you're not always gonna get the same results as everybody. And you know, the real estate side of things. So have you sold a couple houses already? How's that process been going?
I've sold one house so far. I have a listing, actually. I have a current listing right now. Actually, I had like a showing today. So hopefully actually should be going on like right now. So hopefully that goes good. But I've had one sold house, and that I'm telling you, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong with this house, you know. And I'm kind of happy that, well, in the moment I was kind of scared in the moment because I was like, dang, like, what did I get myself into? Like, it was nonstop, like, calling at night, emailings and stuff. And I remember, like, when I first got in, everybody was telling me, oh, like, this business is gonna make you want to pull your hair out. And I was like, whatever, you know. I was like, that's not happening. But man, exactly what they said was exactly what happened. And like I said, like, I'm happy that I went through that as like my first sold house, but I mean, because it really taught me a lot. So I'm hoping the next one is a little bit more easier and simpler. But yeah,
it comes with time, man. Like, and I was telling you guys, like, I started a new job pretty recently as well, and it's all sales, man. And you know, my dad's a salesman. I've watched this man go from, you know, different companies to selling different things to doing what he does now, and he told me it's a grind, and I believe him now. I thought I was like, oh, I'm good with people, man. I could talk to anybody, blah blah blah. I was humbled my first couple weeks very quickly, you know, because basically what we do at our job is, you know, we create vehicle wraps or like wall wraps or whatever it is, and to be able to create something that's in someone's mind. They have a photo in their mind, just like what you do with the shoes. You know what I mean? They have an idea, like, this is what I want it to look like. And to make that actually happen are two completely different things. Because someone will be like, oh, I want it red. Actually, I want it blue. And I'm just like, damn it, man. Like, what are we doing here? And it's a hard thing, man. But I feel like turning either a no into a yes, or really going through that process and like learning how different people work, and you know, how you can make work on your salesmanship. It's a cool process, man. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's because when it comes into real estate, you're working with like so many different types of personalities, like, and it's just crazy. Because I was actually there to this morning. I had like, well, in our office we have like floor duty and stuff, so like you like sit the floor, and like if any like buyers calls or like sellers come in, so that's pretty much what I try to do that as much as I can. But like I said, like, you're working with so many different type of people. Like, the amount of comments that I get are like, that I always say, like, are you even old enough to be doing this? Like, it hurts my feelings, but like at the same time, it's like everyone always tells me that like you're gonna enjoy that compliment when I'm like 40 years old and stuff. But I just try to use those comments as like motivation to like show them, like, even though that I do look young, like way younger than everybody, that, you know, I'm gonna try to outwork pretty much everybody else, because I mean, everybody else has families, everybody else has kids and stuff. I just have me. You know?
That's your advantage right there.
Have me, so I try to use that as an advantage, and like even going above and beyond with like social media and stuff. I even got like a 360 camera to do everything that I can. So I try to do everything just to stay like ahead of the game. So like when people do try to underestimate me and stuff like that, like I can show them that I'm capable to do, you know, exactly what they want me to do.
100%, man. Age is just a number, especially in today's world, man. Like, you know, we grew up with technology. You know, we've had a lot more information rather than, you know, back in the day going to the library, going and having to really, like, you know, really work hard and go look for that information. Now everything's at your fingertips, man. There's a tutorial for everything on YouTube. You like, you know, audio editing, video editing. I didn't know how to do any of this crap, man. I was like, I was very much a novice and still am. I'm still learning stuff to this day.
And even like some of the older agents are even asking me like social media questions. Like, I went to a class last week, and it made me laugh because someone commented, is following the same thing no, I forgot what he said. No, he said like, is following the same thing as liking somebody's picture? And I was like, oh man.
Well, you're already going down the wrong.
I was like, no.
There's this you brought up the social media side of real estate. There's this kid, I forgot his tag. I can't remember. I mean, he's pretty big on like TikTok and everything. He does speed tours.
I seen him.
He runs through. He's like, this is a window, and then he goes to he like runs in, closes the door on his cameraman, and goes into another room and everything. I'm like, that's smart, man, because it keeps my attention. I think it's super cool.
Right. Yeah.
So with working in real estate and everything, man, obviously with what we got going on right now, money's a little spread a little tight for a lot of people and everything. Has that kind of affected too much, or are people still like really wanting to buy here in Florida?
I mean, right now is obviously the best time to buy. It's always been the best time to buy, but I just feel like, especially with like the whole settlement that's going on and then like the election and everything, I feel like it's kind of scaring a lot of people to like not want to pull the trigger and stuff. But recently, a lot of like agents in the office, especially my mentor, has been saying that they've been seeing a lot of spike in buyers and stuff. So like yet again, but like the election is definitely going to have like a big impact on like what's happening, and then especially like the whole settlement and stuff. But I mean,
it's just a process.
It's just a process, and that's how it is. It can go up, down.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shit, I know who we need to talk to when it's our time to buy the house. You know what I mean? We gotta get that figured out. But no, man, that's awesome. I love to see it, and I love to see you, working in different industries and everything. And now, obviously, let's talk about the shoes, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Say, like, you walked in, obviously you saw, say, those shoes right there, man. I would say those have been in the same spot. I love the shoes and get compliments on them very frequently, man. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And so what's been going on with the business, man? You've been saying it's been growing. What's all been going on?
Oh, man. So I'm trying to think, like, what's happened between a year from now, from the last time I was on the podcast and then now.
You're good. The last time I spoke to you, I remember you were telling me that you had just made some custom shoes for the president of the Jaguars.
Yes,
I remember that.
And I mean, I feel like from the last time I was on here till now, I've definitely done like a lot of more like community stuff. Recently, I worked with the First Coast Living, the news company here. And I was able to make a pair of shoes for a kid that has, unfortunately, has cancer and stuff. So he was a huge Jaguars fan, so I made him a pair of shoes and stuff. So, I mean, that's what I've been trying to do as much as I can. I've been trying to do, like, community work. I've also worked with Cricket Wireless 2 weeks ago with the Boys and Girls Club as well. I hosted, like, a shoe customizing workshop, like, class for, like, the kids. And it was, like, 50 kids. So it was a big class. That was actually, like, the biggest I've ever, like, done because I do like shoe customizing workshops with a company here called Tough Light. They do like custom rugs and stuff. So people come in there and I can teach them like how to customize the shoes. They can bring in the shoes, or we can supply the shoes and stuff. So when I told Cricket Wireless that I do stuff like that here in Jacksonville, they were grateful. They gave me the opportunity to like do it with the whole group of kids, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do that because I met so many like different kids, and they were all so like happy. Like they were telling their families like when they were getting picked up, like today was like the best day at school.
That's awesome, man.
So like that kind of made me like a little bit teary eyed. But I mean, just been staying busy, just working with different companies and stuff, and just trying to do as much as I can for like the community because that's the main business. That's my main goal with the business. Like yes, it's awesome doing with like Cricket Wireless and stuff, but like, I mean, at the end of the day, I just love helping out those around me. So that's pretty much like the whole foundation of my business. So that's
man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I love to see it, and that's the big thing. I feel like that's the coolest thing about like working with community, dude. It's a lot of people. Everybody wants to look at what's different and not what brings us together, man. And we all need help, or even like you were talking about with the kids, man, being able to show them something because. They learned something that day. They were like, oh, I can make my own shoes, or I can, say if like, maybe I got a little bit of an old pair of shoes, you can bring them back. I've seen, your videos or your brother's videos of bringing shoes back and everything. And it's a cool thing, dude.
Yes,
and being able to go work out with children, man. Yeah. I feel like those are the last pure things on earth, bro.
Yeah. And I just want to just show like the kids, they were probably way too young to, comprehend that, but I just wanted to show them that like, whatever emotion that they're feeling, whether they're happy, sad, and stuff, I always feel like art is like a way to like, or not even art. It can be video games or whatever, which is art, but like it can help. I would just wanted to show that art is always like the way to like decompress themselves. Like they don't, instead of going out with their friends and stuff, or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. I always feel like art is always something that can help like keep me grounded in a way. Like it keeps me distracted from like everything else around the world, and that's why I kind of want to show the kids at the Cricket Wireless, or even kids around me, teenagers and stuff, that they can use their talents and their attention into something good rather than going out or like doing drugs and stuff. So
100%.
That's pretty much what I kind of want to show them in a way. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you, man. And that's how I feel about it too, dude. There's so many different things out there, avenues that you can go down, and to show kids something positive, because like we were just talking about social media, man. All you see on there is people, like you're saying, doing drugs or getting drunk and thinking this is how the world's supposed to be. This is how you have a good time. Right. And I'm an adult, man. I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, like I don't drink that often. You know, I mean, I kind of just hang out, and it's just, I feel like those are more just kind of bottomless holes. You're trying to bring your attention away from something that's really nagging you in front, and you're trying to just keep pushing it down. And addiction's a huge thing nowadays, and especially young kids, man. Like my little brother tells me, he's in high school now, and he tells me about stuff that goes on in school. I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, it was the same for me. And it's just, you got to know that's not your thing, man. And I was like, I'd much rather you come and talk to me, or say if they were drunk at a party or something like that, call me. And I would say, I'll come pick you up. I ain't gonna give you I'm not gonna give you crap. I'm not even gonna say nothing to the fam. I'm just gonna be like, you gotta stay here though. But no, it's a beautiful thing. And speaking of the art world, man, that's something I've really dove into this year, was sitting down with artists. Like we were talking about John Hawkins here, and have you heard of the Safe House?
I haven't heard of it.
So they're a local group, guys here. They also have a big podcast called the RAO podcast. Shout out. And they are basically like an art place where you can go and make rugs. You can go in there, and they hold events like art showings or critiques and everything. And I became friendly with them. They've been on the podcast, and I actually went and sat down for an art critique show, because for someone like me, this is my art. What we're doing right now, I'm like the art of conversation. But to sit down and be able to educate myself a little bit more, because what I see you guys do is amazing. I can't sit there and draw. I've tried. My dad's an artist, and like he can draw, and I look at it, I'm like, I don't know how you're doing this. But to sit down and actually listen to local artists, bigger artists, sit down and talk and like critique people's art, not in an aggressive way. They would sit there and say, hey, this is what your art makes me feel from just looking at it. And they would break down, the materials that they used, the what they were feeling when they were doing it and everything. And I found it very interesting, because it evokes an emotion from a lot of people, like you were saying with your shoes, or, with anything that you do. It really gave me a better respect for it. Because a lot of people think, oh, you just sit down and doodle and then that's art. And it's like, it's not, and really at the end of the day, like some people will see, you go to an art show and there's like an egg on the floor, And they're like, that's worth $1 million. They're like, the hell's that? And then I see what you do, man, and I'm like, I know that took hours of work. I know it took planning, and obviously like the video you were talking about, the child who had cancer, and I saw that video, man, where you were emotional with it, and it's real. Like that's what it should be. It's not a money grab. That's more what I would think. But to sit down and listen to artists talk and really go back and forth on it, was very, very interesting. I sat in the back of the room and just listened, and it gave me a new respect and helped me, be able to have these kinds of conversations with artists, because I don't know, a lot of times I'm like, so what kind of paint do you use? Like what do you got going on in there? And it definitely is a big thing, man, and I love to see it.
I definitely got to check this. It's called the Safe House?
Yeah, the Safe House. Shout out to Joe. Man. Super cool dude, man. We actually did his interview at the Safe House. So that's me and him sitting on the couch with the big Safe House in the back. Yeah, they're good people, man. They're just out there in the community trying to bring the community together, and that's the really cool thing about Jacksonville right now. I feel like we're on that teetering point. It's growing, and it's more of a community now. Or like Wind Down Wednesday. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And it's just a lot more community coming together, and I'm loving to see that from my city, man.
That's awesome.
Because being born and raised here, it wasn't like that whenever I was younger, man. It was different back in the day, but now people are growing. The Jags are getting bigger. They're bringing a lot more money. A lot more people are moving down here. It's crazy to see the growth.
But that's cool. The Safe, so they like break down like art and stuff?
Yeah, they have art critiques and everything. So they work with local artists throughout Jacksonville. They do a mix of things. They have, some nights are like a party night where they have people who are local, like musicians, come and sing or, perform their art. Or they have like live shows where they have like John here. He
did this live?
No, he did not do this live. So whenever he first moved to Jacksonville, I hit him up because I saw his art, and I was like, I want to spruce up the the studio. I want to add something in here and like start trying to support local artists here. Right. And that's the main reason for the shelf there is for local artists to promote their stuff just so it can be seen as much as possible. And so John hit up Joe and they did an art critique, and there were some of the biggest artists in Jacksonville came in. People who have hundreds of thousands of followers. One chick, I forget her freaking name every time. I'm sorry. She's in Japan right now, and it was crowdfunded by Jacksonville to go learn a new art skill or go pass her stuff off, man. And it's really cool.
I'm trying to get on that level one day. Like I want to be like one of the pioneers when it comes to like shoe customizing. Like recently, like I've been seeing like a lot of we've all been seeing it. Like it's blowing up. You know, you see like NFL, my calls, my cleats, we see rappers, musicians and everything. And that's, I want to be like I want to be able to like bridge like that like from like the popularity people to just art, and like how you were saying, like how they were like explaining on like what goes behind the art and stuff. I totally feel that because I haven't said this. I don't think I said this publicly, but like I drive myself crazy because I'm a huge perfectionist. Like I overthink to like the max. Like it's so bad to where like I can't even like focus on like what I'm doing. So every single pair of shoes that I try to do, I try to make it like the best it can be. Like I want it to be able to where they wear them so people can stop them and be like, where'd you get those? Like I don't want them to be like ordinary pair of customs. I want them to be like the best that it can be. So I mean that's why I love art and stuff, because a lot of people from like the outside, like I said, they don't really see like what goes like behind the art and stuff. So that's pretty awesome that they like have like the art critique and stuff. I definitely got to go check them out. Hey man,
like I said, as I say, if anything, if you guys ever need something, man, just hit me up. I say you guys are going to be episode 132. It's crazy to think, man, just the amount of people who've walked through the door and sat down and just gave me a chance to sit down and have a conversation with them, man. We've been very, very lucky these past couple of years, and including you, man. Like I said, everybody who walks through that door, I make sure that I'm prepared because you guys are giving me your time. You're a busy dude, man. You work. You're going to school, you're doing your art and everything, man. I understand you're busy. So that's the main thing, man. And I've been loving to see it as well. Speaking of another thing I've been seeing you doing, I've been seeing you in the boxing ring. I know that's a big thing for you as well. How's that been going? Are you still training? How's it all going?
So actually, I've been boxing since I was 10 years old. I started at a gym called the Boxing Yard. They unfortunately closed down and stuff. So that's where I started. And then we moved to Rhode Island. Like a couple of months after that, if not a year. But we moved to Rhode Island, and then I started boxing in Fall River, Massachusetts. Okay. And at the PAL, and
shout out to PAL. I was in the PAL basketball league. Hell yeah.
PAL. But like I'm telling you, like this building was like straight from Rocky. Like it was like ancient. Like and like the boxing gym was like all the way up top. So like that's when I knew like this was like gonna be my home. So I was boxing there for around 3 years, and that's when I had my first fight. And let me tell you about my first fight. So when I went to Massachusetts, like I said, that's when I started pretty much everything. That's when I really got serious with boxing. That's when I started like competing and stuff. So on my first fight, my coach went on a cruise and he wasn't there, so we had like one of the pro fighters there. He was gonna be like my coach and stuff, and then another amateur fighter. And the kid that I fought had over 65 fights.
Oh, no.
So when they told me that, like, that completely, like, destroyed, like, all my, like, motivation and stuff. And till this day, I think that kid broke my nose. I broke my nose twice, and I think that was the first time he broke my nose, because afterwards I was all, like, completely bloody and stuff. And my parents thought that was it. Like, my mom was even crying in the cricket. She was like scared because,
my baby.
Yeah, because like she really thought that this was it, but no. Like weirdly, I kind of like getting punched in the face. It sounds weird, but it kind of like it felt good. So after that, I just stuck with it. And then when we moved back to Rhode Island to here, that's when I started boxing at the Renaissance Boxing, which that's where I am now. And I started competing again. I got Florida State champion.
Shout out.
Ranked number 1 in my division, or in my weight class. And then after COVID, that's when I kind of stopped going, and then that's when the shoe everything. But I started going back to boxing at the beginning of this year.
Nice.
Yeah, beginning of this year. I don't compete no more, but I like
talking about staying in shape, man. Yeah, I know they keep you in shape over there, man.
Yeah, I try to. That's where I go for now, just to stay in shape and stuff. And that's like literally like my family. Like all the coaches, they see me grow up from being 13 years old to now to 21.
That's cool,
so
man.
they're kind of like my second, like kind of like my second family, you know. Like I look up to every single one of them, and I love them, you know, with my whole heart.
I love it, man. I think it's, you know, sports, in my opinion, are a great thing for like men, women, whoever you are, to get in there and start, you know, getting out there. It gives you a place to, you know, those aggression or like that frustration that you have from whether it's the work week or maybe something's just not going right in life. You get in there, you're not thinking about that. No. You're in there just like bobbing and weaving, trying to make sure you don't break your nose. I got a story for you about breaking your nose. So I broke my nose before, and that, to this day, is one of the most painful things that's ever happened to me. I was in, it was like my sophomore, junior year of high school. And I played basketball, and this was just during gym time. So we were just playing rec basketball, doing our thing. I went up for a rebound with another kid who's close to my size. He got the ball and came back down. His elbow went across the bridge of my nose, absolutely shattered it. And I knew it was bleeding. I was like, okay. And the person I was dating at the time walked up to me. She's like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? She's like, your nose is pointing that way. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, no, it's pointing that way. And I went to like the mirror of my car because the thing, and I was just, and like just did it. And luckily, this is how my nose looks. I'm doing all right. You know, I can still breathe out of it somewhat. You know, when I lay down to go to sleep, it's a little different, but that's whatever. But nah, man, like getting hit in the nose, that's one of those things that'll wake you up real quick. You start like, if you get teary real quick, like, holy crap. So I definitely understand that.
Like to this day, I never went to the doctors or both times that I was broke. I just let it heal by itself.
Oh, I'm sure there's scar tissue all up and down my nose, man. I can just imagine what it looks like in there. But you know, we're tough. We're men. But no, man, I love it. It's like the boxing thing's cool, and like just learning how to fight, man, is a good thing. It's not something for you to go out and just be a hard ass and go like fight people in the street. But you know, stuff happens, dude. Someone gets in your face. You know, you gotta defend yourself.
That's how it was. Like, you know, because I'm not that tall. So my dad, or both my parents, put me into, me and my brother. Well, he stopped doing it, but
call him out real quick.
They put both of us in boxing just to learn how to defend myself, and because I was always the short kid, whether it was in school, football, and everything. So
I understand.
I've always like got picked on and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I started boxing, and then
if it makes you feel better, I got picked on for being tall.
I wish I was tall.
See, you say that. You say that, man. My body hurts. I'm 25 years old. I already got knee problems. My back hurts and all this other crap. It's like, for me, dude, whenever I was growing up in middle school, I was like growing at a very rapid rate. Like I grew like probably 5-6 inches over one summer. And anytime I would run, man, I'd pull my quad. I'd pull my hamstring or something, just all the time. Like my buddies probably know. I used to wear like a literal like wrap that would keep the muscles together, because anytime I would try to run, I'd feel it. Like, you know what I mean? It was painful, dude. It was super, super painful. But you know, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, especially my size, man. I'm not gigantic where I'm like close to 7 feet tall. I'm 6'4", 6'5", so I can still find like pants and shoes and everything. You know what I mean? So luckily, like I wear like a 12.5 shoe. For someone my size, it's kind of small, but that's
small.
Yeah, dude, there's people who are like 6'2", 6'3", that have like size 14 feet that I've worked with in the past, and I'm just like, screw that, man. I wouldn't be able to find anything like, even Jordans. Like, to find a real big pair of Jordans, like you go on StockX or something like that, they're like super expensive, man. It's just, like I tell people all the time, I'm like, you think you want to be tall until you start feeling it, and you're just like, I don't know about it anymore. But no, that's cool, man. So with, you know, we were talking about the shoe game and how everything's going with you, man. I've been seeing you've been getting interviewed, by the way. I know you sat down with us, and then you've been getting interviewed on the news and everything. What's that process been like? Has it been cool to, you know, really get out there and start showing more of your stuff?
I can't thank, Frederick and then the whole First Coast Living team. I can't thank them enough, because they're the ones that have been like bringing me back on and stuff. But I love it. You know, I love being on before I even did any of this, I was so afraid of like myself being on camera and stuff. But after just like doing it for so long, it's thunder. I just love being on camera, and I just love sharing, you know, my story. Hopefully, you know, people can see it like as an inspiration. You know, going back to what I was saying, you know, just like inspiration, just, you know, so they can use their talents for good to like help their community or like to give back and stuff. So any opportunity that comes from me being interviewed by them, I definitely jump on it as soon as I can. I can't thank them, the First Coast Living team, enough. You know, they've helped me out. They've helped me out a lot. They've helped me out getting out, you know, my story and everything. And Yeah, so I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna be working with them again at the end of this month. So,
hey,
so
shout out.
Yeah, everyone be on the lookout for that.
Shout out.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Who are the ones that do the interviews with you? You said Frederick?
Frederick. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the photographer. He does like
nice.
the videos and stuff for them, and great dude.
Yeah, we've worked with a couple people from like River City Live. Have you heard of them? We sat down with what's that guy's name? Do you remember the? Oh, I'm having a hard time. Shannon will look it up.
Did we work with him too? Yeah, we worked with. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the gentleman and then the tall, skinny white girl. I'm trying to think of that. What is his name? Shannon.
Was it the first guy or
go on my Instagram, Shannon? Look it up for me real quick. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm sorry. You were a great interview, and I thoroughly enjoyed your time.
Was his name Mark?
No. What is it, Shannon? African American dude. I know. Oh, excuse me. Shannon's like my Jamie on like Joe Rogan. She's my Googler and all that. Rance Adams. Rance Adams. I
don't think I've heard.
He does they do a lot of food and like all kinds of different people, but they do something similar on there. They're on the same news network and everything. Got to sit down with them before, and I've actually gotten interviewed a couple times now. It's been cool. Like you said, like I'm on camera here. This isn't nerve wracking to me in any way, shape, or form because I'm just like, it is what it is.
Right.
And then going on there, I'm just like, ooh, I hope I don't say anything wrong, or like for me, like I curse every so often. I have to hold that back a little bit. I'm like, want to make sure I don't say something really off the wall on there. But it's cool, man. Like, it is nerve wracking though, because you have a slotted amount of time as well, which is the weird part.
Right.
For me, I can sit here and tell a story for 20-30 minutes, like we're doing now, go back and forth and everything. And whenever it's like 5 minutes, I'm like, what do I want to say? What are the main points I'm trying to get across, kind of thing. But it's just good, man. Any publicity is good publicity, and just getting out there in the community.
Exactly. Yep.
So I know I asked you this last time, but have the goals changed? So obviously with your business and everything, what is like really the main goal? Is this something where you want to take this? I believe you have a website, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Is this something that you're trying to just take online and maybe take orders that way? Or is it more like trying to set up a store maybe one day where people can come in and do like what you're saying, the classes and everything? I think that's really cool personally.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to make the business as best as it can be. Like I even started getting into like making my own shirts and stuff.
I like it.
That's actually the main goal is fashion. I eventually want to have my own fashion line, luxurious fashion line, women's and men. But right now I just want to do as much as I can for my community first, and then shoe wise, I'm still trying to do as much as I can so I can eventually work with like the Jaguars, because NFL, I love the NFL.
Hell yeah, man, I do too.
That's definitely like a huge goal of mine is to work with definitely an NFL player. But no, the same goals, have been the same. Help as many people in my community, inspire people around the world to use their talents for good and stuff. So that's definitely the goal still.
Yeah, man, and it'll be cool to see in the future. You never know, one of these kids that you help teach how to make shoes will be like, hey man, I remember that, and it'll be cool, and they come back up to you in the future and everything. And to work with that, you guys are Cowboys fans, right?
Yeah,
as I remember,
me and my dad are Cowboys fans. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping. I'm a Jags fan through and through, and no matter what. Say I've been there since the days where we won 0 games, and now we are where we are.
Yeah.
What do you? How do you guys think y'all season's gonna come out this year? Did you guys just signed was it Tony Pollard? You guys have him back or
no? We signed Ezekiel Elliott, and then we got Dalvin Cook.
Oh, okay. Dalvin's interesting.
I don't think we're gonna do it this year because Jerry Jones has done nothing. You know what I mean? He I don't know what he's doing.
He's throwing a lot of money into Dak.
I love Dak, but I mean but sometimes it's not Dak's fault too though. So it's just like I don't know. We're probably gonna go same past 3 seasons we've gone. We've done good, playoffs, choke. That's it.
It happens, man. You're talking to a Jags fan. I've been used and abused many years, many years, and it's one of those things. But I'm super excited for football season to be back, man.
Yeah.
Like I get an itch. I'm sitting here. I'm like, I have nothing to watch on TV. He's like, we'll watch like TV shows and stuff. I lose interest very quickly, so I'm just like, I'm like, that's not realistic. I'm like, whatever.
I love football.
But when football comes back on, even preseason, I was sitting there getting so excited. I was like, yes, let's go, Trevor. Let's get this stuff going, man.
I love football.
I'm thinking we may have a decent chance this year. Our division's rough though. We got the Texans. Indianapolis is looking like they're starting to do some stuff, and then really I guess those are really the main ones I'm really worried about right now. But our season's going to be interesting. And
Texans, I think the Texans are going to do really good.
I don't disagree with you. I drafted C.J. Stroud on my fantasy team because what he did last year was amazing. And they also have Sean Diggs now. They got Nico Collins on there. They got Tank Dell. Homie got shot last year.
Yeah.
And like over the summer and is coming back. I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, how do you get shot in the leg and you're like able to come back? I'm like, I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah. I think the Bears are going to be good this year too.
See,
you don't think so?
Caleb Williams, in my opinion, when I saw the nails getting drawn on, I was like, I don't know, man. He's carrying a he's carrying a purse too. Which, hey, it's 2024. You do what you want. Not hating in any way, shape, or form. I'm interested to see. Yeah. And also, I could be totally wrong. I'm not the one sitting here getting paid millions of dollars to go throw a football. He could come out there and he's doing something right, in my personal opinion. Yeah. But no, the season should be interesting. Yeah. And you were talking about wanting to work with the Jaguars and everything. Yeah. Is there a specific person that you would really want to work with the Jaguars? Like, I know there's ETN or, obviously Lawrence or a mix of people on there.
Any Jaguar player. But the main person that I really want to work with, that's just like my main goal. It's gonna be crazy. Just like he's not on the Jaguars, he's on the Cowboys.
Okay.
But, his name is Deuce Vaughn.
I know who he is.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, I like that dude because he defied. He went against all odds. He's literally my height, 5'5" in the NFL, and he's still on the roster right now. He's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, man.
And I remember seeing him get so much hate because of his height and stuff, and that's how I feel. Like I feel like I've always felt like how he's felt. So I've been trying to get a hold of him, been trying to tag him as much as I can, but hopes.
Hey,
Frank.
Hopes. Hey, man.
Frank.
Keep posting it out there, man. You never know, dude. Like, you have a following, dude.
Yeah.
Just tell him, like, hey, tag him in here. I want to speak to this man. And it's going to be cool, dude. I can definitely see you getting out there. And we've talked to a couple of guys. We had a guy on here. His brand is Lucky Fool. Yeah. And he went to some kind of event and was able to work with Travis Etienne. Got him, like, he does clothing, shoes, a mix of other stuff. Yeah. And it's interesting.
It was the hype section, right?
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
But the whole fashion side of things, man, I could see you getting into that here too, man, because we've had a couple of different models on here. We've sat down with like Jordan Mixon, Jennifer Janeo, really like the kind of a little bit more of the people who are trying to set up the art and fashion scene here. Right. Yeah. It's interesting to see, man, because there's some clothes I'm like, I don't know if that's my style personally, it's like, it's all good. I'm very much a t-shirt, shorts, and Vans kind of guy, but everybody has all kinds of cool stuff out there.
I love fashion so much. Like,
is this something that's in the works, or is this more just kind of still thinking about what you would want to put out where it comes to certain pieces, or how's that working?
Right now, I have these shirts that I definitely want to start produce, because I always get stopped for them. Even my whole family has the same shirts and stuff, so they always get stopped as well because they always like the logo. I like the logo a lot. There's logo on the back, but for right now, I just want to make like shirts and stuff and shorts and everything. But eventually, I really want to get into like luxurious fashion. Like, it might sound crazy, but I want to make like the next Louis Vuitton. I want to make the business to compete with like Louis Vuitton and stuff. It sounds crazy, I know.
Hey man, you gotta start somewhere.
One can dream, but definitely women's fashion is definitely like the market that I'm gonna try to aim for.
Okay. Yeah. Why the women fashion?
I just feel like women have more of like fashion than men.
I agree. No, I don't.
They have purses, they have heels, they have makeup, they have everything. So that's why I really want to. I want to aim for that first, and then eventually, hopefully if that does good, I would definitely want to make like a men's like luxurious fashion. But definitely, luxurious is what I try.
I like it, man. And do you like, so when it comes to the shirts, do you do like the press and everything yourself, or is that through another company?
Yeah, it's through another company, but everything, all the design is I drew.
Exactly.
Hand draw. I draw all the designs, and then I send it to them, and they make it.
They digitize it and everything. Nice. Yeah. That's something I'm looking into getting, man. Is like what we want to start doing is like kind of like do like goodie bags. So whenever someone's been on the podcast, before they leave, hand them a bag, make sure they have like maybe like a shirt, a couple different things. So that's the next step in our process. Me and Shannon have been talking about this for a while. Just needs to get off. I need to get off my butt is really what it is, and just go ahead and do it, because I feel like shirts, like for me, dude, like anytime someone gives me a shirt, I wear it. I wear t-shirts all the time. I'm one of those people where like if you give me something, I'll go rock it around. Shout out to Graybeard Podcast. They gave me a shirt and it's really comfortable. I wear it all the time too. But just getting into the fashion thing, man, it's crazy to see how many different kinds of brands there are out there.
Yeah.
Because, with the day of social media now, everybody's an influencer. Everybody's posting something different or, what they think is different.
Right.
And it's hard to get into the game, but I can see what you're doing, man. Like, obviously, you have a great foundation with the shoes. You're doing your thing there. Yeah. And then you're going to keep moving up. I can definitely see the clothing being, like a lock and key and be able to add that on there for it.
That's hopefully going to be the next step after I, step away from doing like the shoes and everything. I want that to be like my main focus eventually. So hoping I get to that level to where I can just stop doing the shoes and then switch and just straight on.
Hey man, fashion. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And another thing that you brought up, which shout out to you by the way, I know you've been working your butt off. You said you're going to be graduating school in like another year, man. What's up? So what are you going to school for?
So I'm going to school for financial services. I should be getting my bachelor's, like I said, next year. And I was actually there before I was on this episode, but I go to school full time, so like I don't have like a summer break or like a everything like that. So I started in 2022. In 2 years, I'm already gonna get my bachelor's.
Congrats, man! Hell
I should be getting, I have to take this test to get my AA, but I'm gonna complete that test. So hopefully, I should be getting my AA and my bachelor's within the same.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah, the same time frame. But I just try to stay busy as much as I can. I hate when I'm just not doing anything. So. I feel better when I'm working either on school, shoes, real estate,
And is this degree to kind of go into the your job now, or is this more something you want to branch off into something different in the future?
I just want to learn financial services so I can know how to properly use my money. Hopefully, when I start making a lot of money, I can know how to properly use it, how to invest it, and like what to do with it. I just think it's way better than getting like a random, degree in something that I wouldn't use.
I agree.
I wanted to hopefully get it into something where I can, like you said, like branch off of it eventually and use it to my ability and stuff. So,
man, it's super smart. Like even we're still learning to this day. Like, we're looking into like retirement funds and everything. And Shannon's uncle actually just hit us up recently, and he does very well. Shout out Uncle Eddie. He basically paid off her student loans for her, which was awesome. So she has her degree in criminal justice, got that paid off, which was awesome. And now we're working on like Roth IRA right now. So get in there. And so everything will already be pre-tax. So hopefully we'll be able to retire one day. It sounds so nice, but also so far away at the same time. But no, like learn how to use your money, man. A lot of people think you just put it in the savings account and you're like, oh, okay, sooner or later I'll have this amount of money and I'll be able to retire. It's like, you got to make things move, man. Throw in the stock market a little bit, not all of it, but throw it in the stock market and put away some funds so they can keep doing the compound interest and really growing up, because it's hard nowadays, man. Like every dollar, the dollar changes. One day it's super powerful, the next day you're just like, oh, this is worth 50 cents now. What happened here?
Like I'm trying to really get into real estate investing. That's what 100%. That's what I'm trying to learn right now. Like my mentor, she told me that she used to own like a bunch load of properties, so I definitely want to be like her. I just want to even like doing like the flips, like buying 100%. Used properties and flipping them and stuff. But I want to own properties and then like rent them out to people. That's definitely what I really want to do, investing wise.
That's kind of our plan too. Like, we want to buy our first home, be able to live in it for a couple years, get it fixed up, and then turn it into a rental property, man. If you can get passive income, that's one of the hardest things to do right now is get something that pays you and you don't have to do much, man. Just let it do its thing, make sure the tenants aren't jerks and punching holes in your walls and blah, blah, blah. Because whenever I used to do pest control, man, I'd go in these rental houses. There was a company called JWB here in Jacksonville, huge company. They own like thousands of homes here. They own half of Jacksonville basically, and we go into these houses and they're rentals, man, and like people are throwing stuff through the wall, electrical outlets are pulled out, they're just just being jerks, bro. And you're just looking at them, you're like, why are you doing this, man? And I can only imagine the amount of money that you have to like throw into it every so often when it comes to fixing drywall. I don't know about you, I don't know how to do that personally, so I'm gonna have to pay someone how to do that, but I'm sure that's something you learn as time goes on with everything.
That's how my mentor is. She's literally like the godfather of like real estate. Like she has so many connections. Like every time I'm like with her, shadowing her, she knows literally every situation and how to like beat it. And I'm like, how does she like? It's insane. And when I ask her, like when she used to own the property, I asked her, I was like, well, I told her, I was like, I don't mean to like get in your personal business and stuff, but I was like, was the revenue good from that? And she gave me a look, and I knew from that look that she was definitely making a lot of money. So
I was telling you how much we pay just to live here, man. It's $1,500 freaking bucks a month. I can definitely bet like a rental home, 2-3 bedroom house, you know, nice little neighborhood. You can make a nice little chunk of change off that.
I definitely want to be like her, because she is literally busy every single week, every single day that I'm talking to her. She's always saying that she has to go to a listing appointment and stuff. I'm like, dude, how do you do that?
It's all about networking, man. And like that's something I'm involved in now. Like my job today, I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to this thing. Have you ever heard of a BNI? Do you know what that is? So it's like Business Networking International, and it's basically one of the biggest networking channels and networks throughout the United States, actually throughout the world. And so you sit down with each group. You know, there could be up to 50 to 100 people in a group, and you meet once a week. You know, you kind of do a little bit like a 30-second to a minute long commercial, and you know, talk about your business, and then you guys get business back and forth. So it's a really interesting thing, man, because, you know, you start making connections, you start talking to people, letting them know what you do a little bit more, and then, you know, you add your personal side into it. They get to know you as a person, and they're like, okay, I want to do business with it. I trust you. If I send someone to you, they're going to get taken care of, kind of thing. And it's an interesting thing, man. You know, you meet people in there that you thought you would never meet. You know, like there's a lady in there, I'm not going to say her name on here, but real estate agent, and she said she sold $5 million worth of stuff this year. I was like, dang, okay. Yeah. And then she also gave out a couple $1 million in business to other people in the group. So it's just like, you know, your network is your net worth. That's something I truly believe in. You know, just through doing this, we've gotten to do cool opportunities that we would never have the chance of if we didn't sit down and just have a conversation with someone. So keep doing it, man. You're young. You're going to get out there. And what did you say? You're 21?
21. Yeah. I turned 21 this past July.
Hell yeah, man. You're not too much younger than me. I know I may seem a little older, but I'm 25. I'm still there. Yeah, so Shannon's the old lady now. She's going to be 20. she's going to be 27 this year coming up. It's true. It's okay. We're all getting older. Your sister's 28. There you go. It's her birthday today. Shout out Megan. Happy birthday. But no, man, just getting out there, getting involved with the community, you know, talking to people. You never know what one connection can either change your life or how you can affect other people. And I think that's the coolest thing with what you're doing. You know, what we're all doing here, man, is just trying to make a change in the world, dude. I feel like a lot of people are seeing just all the negative stuff, like you brought up the election. You know, people are all divided about that. And I'm like, man, get out of my face with it. It's just like, at the end of the day, how am I affected by it? Am I going to be able to afford groceries this next year? I don't care if you're left, right, center, whatever the hell it is, man. It's just like, we're all people, and we all should be working together to help make our lives better rather than looking at what's different. Like, you know, we're still talking about color of skin, man. I'm like, it's 2024, man. We're still talking about this. I find it crazy, man. Crazy. So to keep the positivity going, man, you're going to keep killing it, and I thoroughly enjoy what you're doing, man.
Thank you,
I've really enjoyed the conversation again, man.
Thank you.
So I always ask, I'm sure you remember my question at the end of the podcast, and I always ask it to people whenever it's getting closer to the end here. So I always am interested to see if it's changed or not. And it is, do you feel successful? And if you do or do not, in what ways?
I mean, I feel successful, yes, because, you know, like I said last time, you know, I have my family, you know, they always support me and stuff. But I mean, this year has been definitely like one of the hardest years for me, you know, going through like a breakup and stuff. So, you know, it made me realize how much I have around me that I feel like I don't really truly appreciate. So like having like a support system behind me, though, that's definitely where I do feel successful. I think I said this last time as well. The reason I don't feel successful yet is, you know, of course, you know, I'm not where I want to be. I definitely want to be, you know, I'm trying to be to the point where I can just like, you say Julien and they automatically know who that is, you know. So I want to be like a household name one day. But successful, yes. Another reason why I do feel successful is I keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm still graceful and blessed to be waking up and doing a whole, you know, another day, and using my talents for good, you know. And that's definitely a reason on why, you know, I feel successful and stuff. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And don't get wrapped up in it, man. It takes time. Like, success is one of those things. And as you said, you know, you got a supportive family, you got people behind you. Don't let these girls get in under your skin either, man. And it's hard, man. I understand. I dated a girl all throughout high school. You know, she ended up, you know, doing other things after high school and made the relationship not work. But then months later, found her.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it really is
Right.
it is a thing, man. And I understand, like,
Yeah.
you know, world shattering, all that kind of stuff,
I mean,
man. It's rough. It's definitely rough.
I mean, you know, I have no bad, you know, like no negativity towards her, you know, but she, you know, she is my best friend and she was my best friend and stuff. So, you know, losing someone like that and losing something precious like that, I mean, it does hurt, but, you know, literally, you got to use these bad times for good.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, everybody needs to go through hardship and everyone needs to go either through something negative in order for them to prevail and to better themselves. And that's the process that I'm in right now. I truly believe that me working so much is the main reason that why, you know, everything fell apart. But I literally remember a week after that the whole breakup and stuff, I got a call, and that's when I was told that Cricket Wireless chose me to be one of the 5, you know, shoe customizers for
there
the
you
campaign.
go.
So
yeah.
it just shows me that yes, it does suck, and like I said, I have no bad negativity towards her, but you know, I used that time to better myself. I got back into boxing. I've been going to the gym twice a day, eating right.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. I got a personal trainer. But yeah, you know, it just showed me that, you know, something traumatic like that, something hard like that, it bettered me in the way and in the outcome. And yeah, I mean, I'm just so grateful for everything that's happened, you know, whether bad or good, but it's making me a better person. So,
yeah, man. It's an opportunity. Like I said, you're going to keep growing, man. You're going to learn through things, and there's things that happen, man, that feel like the world's going to end, and then you get through them and you're like, it's not that bad, man.
Right.
You'll survive. Right now, it hurts,
Yeah.
and then time goes on and stuff happens, man. Like you said, you're going to keep growing.
Yeah.
You're going to keep doing your thing. I know you guys are going to be successful, everybody here, and I think it's awesome that you guys are, you know, staying connected, working to better yourself on a daily basis, man. And like I said, I think it's beautiful, dude. And I want to say thank you again for taking the time out of your day to come sit down with me today. I thoroughly enjoy the conversation every time. And anytime, man, anytime you want to come back, you're always more than welcome. Let me know next time you have like a workshop or something like that. I would love to come out and, you know, come out, make a video, come support, say what's up.
Definitely.
So before I let you go, though, if you want to let everybody know where they can give you a follow on any of the social media or anything you want to promote.
Yeah, so you guys can follow me on my personal business at Julien Gasca. Julien spelled with the E, Julie, and not A. Shoe customizing business at Custom Kicks by King on Instagram, and then my real estate business on Instagram is at Duval Real Estate. So.
Yes, sir. So all of that will be in the description, so make sure you guys go give him a follow, a like, leave a comment, let him know if you guys saw him on the Who Are You and you guys are interested in anything he's doing, or if you guys buy a pair of shoes, let me know. I would love to see a photo. Like, I always love when people are like, hey, I worked with someone who's on the podcast. It was really cool. So I love that stuff. And if you guys need an idea of what the work he does, say he's on our podcast studio every single week, and he is always doing amazing work. So make sure you guys go out there, go show some support, go show some love. But as well as talking about showing some love, if you guys want to give us a follow on our social media, it's going to be Who Are You Pod on all of everything from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all the normal spots. Also, make sure you guys give us a check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to us, leave a like, leave a comment, you know, all the normal stuff. It's going to be Who Are You podcast. You guys will be able to find everything on there for that. And also, if you feel like you'd be a good fit for the show, or you know someone who'd be a good fit for the show, feel free to hit me up on any of the social media, or you guys can shoot me an email. It's going to be whoareyoupod@yahoo.com, and maybe we'll have you guys on a future episode. But as I say every single week, y'all, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for checking us out, and we'll see you guys next week.